Well, I want to return to this big study. It was reported in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine in March of this year. He said saturated fat has nothing to do with heart disease. Well, I said that in 1971, and everybody laughed at me. Well, guess what? It's one of those things where the very cornerstone of dietary advice for generations has been the saturated fats in butter, cheese, and red meat should be avoided at all costs because they clog our arteries. For many diet-conscious Americans, it is simply second nature to opt for chicken over sirloin, canola oil over butter. The new study's conclusion shouldn't surprise anyone, however, because there's never been any evidence. And I'm going to repeat that. There has never been any evidence for the idea that these fats cause disease. We only believe this to be the case because nutrition policy has been derailed over the past half-century by a mixture of personal ambition, bad science, politics, and bias. Our distrust of saturated fat can be traced back to the 1950s to a man named Ancel Keyes, which we've talked about earlier last week. A scientist at the University of Minnesota, Dr. Keyes was formidably persuasive. This guy was a force of nature, right? This guy was a big fella and would just ride over everybody. And he rose to the top of the nutrition world. He was even on the cover of Time magazine, which we reported before, relentlessly championing the idea that saturated fats raise cholesterol and as a result cause heart attacks and stroke. This idea fell on receptive ears only because at the time Americans faced a fast-growing epidemic of heart disease, a rarity only 3 decades, 30 years earlier, had quickly become the nation's number one killer. Even President Eisenhower had a heart attack in 1955, and the researchers were desperate, looking for answers because the President of the United States is getting a heart attack. As the director of the largest nutrition study to date, Dr. Keyes is in an excellent position to promote his ideas. The 7-country study that he conducted on nearly 13,000 men in the U.S., Japan, and Europe actually demonstrated in his mind that the heart disease wasn't an inevitable result of aging because it could be linked to poor nutrition. Critics have pointed out that Dr. Keyes has violated several basic scientific tenets, I guess is the word I'm looking for. For one, he didn't choose countries randomly for his 7-country study, but instead selected only those that proved his beliefs, including Yugoslavia, Finland, and Italy. Okay? Excluded were France and other countries where people ate lots of eggs and butter and omelets and so forth and were healthier and lived longer. Okay? And it included places like Switzerland, Sweden, West Germany. The study star subjects, now get this now, listen up here, folks. The study star subjects upon whom our current understanding of the Mediterranean diet is based is not Italy or Greece, but were peasants from Crete, the islanders who tilled their fields well into their old age and who appeared to eat very little meat or cheese. As it turns out, Dr. Keyes visited Crete during an unrepresentative period of time during extreme hardship immediately after World War II. Furthermore, he made the mistake of measuring the islanders' diet during Lent, when they were consciously foregoing meat and cheese. Dr. Keyes therefore understood their consumption of saturated fat. He undercounted their consumption of saturated fat. Also, due to problems with the survey, he ended up relying on the data from just a dozen men, where all the other countries had data from over 600 men from each country. These flaws weren't revealed until 2002 by papers by scientists investigating the work in Crete. By then, of course, the misrepresentation, the misimpression left by Keyes' erroneous data had become international dogma. The whole Mediterranean diet thing has been a fraud from the very beginning. Now, in 1971, I wrote a paper saying, comparing both animal and human deaths from arteriosclerosis, and I grouped them as vegetarians, vegans, and meat eaters. And the vegans had the worst obstructed arteries. This was published in 1971 in an international journal called Acta Pathologica out of Denmark. And this one went around the world several times. It was kind of banged around. People challenged it because, of course, it flew in the face of all the dogma that saturated fats were bad and that oils were good. Well, we have this problem, okay, that the lie is kind of like aluminum causes Alzheimer's disease. There's another equal lie, same sort of thing. Okay? And I would ask you to pay attention here, because this whole thing was done because of the American Heart Association. The whole thing was done by the American Heart Association and Dr. Keyes. And here we go. This is little more data on this. Basically, it started out in 1901 in Germany, when this guy was actually making a lubricant for machinery to replace that machinery lubricant made from suet, which is beef fat. It was too expensive. And so basically they came up with a lard-like substance, hydrogenated oils made into a solid fat called Crisco. And Proctor and Gamble bought it to sell to people for food, and it was a machine lubricant. And that started the whole swing towards heart disease. It wasn't saturated fat. It was polyunsaturated hydrogenated oils, right? Crisco set everything in motion. It wasn't Italy and Greece that did a great job. It was Crete, okay, when it came to heart disease. It was all a big hoax. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a little bit about MS today, as I've got a story that I found on ABC News. It's headlined, "Stem Cell Therapy Shows Promise for Multiple Sclerosis." They say for patients with MS, current treatment options only address early-stage symptoms. And this new research has found a potential treatment that can both stop the disease progression and repair existing damage. And I thought, oh, man, it could be that they're talking about, essential fatty acids here and eating eggs and stuff. And, well, that wasn't the direction they decided to take. They said that this was a study published in Stem Cell Reports, and it utilized a group of paralyzed mice that were genetically engineered to have an MS-like condition. Initially, they had set out to study the mechanisms of stem cell rejection in mice, but 2 weeks after injecting the mice with human neural stem cells, they made an unexpected discovery and found that the mice had regained their ability to walk. A co-senior author, Jean Loring, a director of the Center for Regenerative Medicine at Scripps Research Institute, is quoted as saying, "This had a lot to do with luck, with the right place and the right time." Interesting how a lot of their big discoveries often are by accident, His team was interested in stem cell rejection in MS models in order to understand the underlying molecular and cellular mechanisms contributing to rejection of potential stem cell therapies for disease. And they say, of course, MS, an autoimmune disease, affects 2.3 million people worldwide. The immune system attacks the body's myelin and insulating coating on the nerve fibers. And once the myelin is lost, the nerve fibers are not able to transmit electrical signals efficiently, leading to symptoms such as vision loss, motor skill problems, fatigue, slurred speech, memory difficulties, and depression. They say researchers inadvertently treatment appeared to work in two ways. First, there was a decrease in inflammation within the central nervous system. Secondly, the injected cells released proteins that signaled cells to regenerate myelin and repair existing damage. Now, you've been treating some people with MS for quite a while now, and you weren't using stem cells, I don't think.
Okay, you're exactly right, Doug. Thanks for bringing this up. We've been dealing with people with MS, Lou Gehrig's disease, which is ALS, and Parkinson's disease. They're all kind of related. It's just randomly what part of the brain is affected. The same problem. They did kind of touch on you have to stop the inflammation. This is giving up the fried foods, the processed meats, oils, gluten, things that actually cause inflammatory free radical damage to the myelin, which is the white matter of the brain, the insulation material of the brain, makes up 75% of your brain weight, and it's 100% cholesterol. So MS is a physician-caused disease now in kids under the age of 12. It used to be a disease of middle-aged people only, 35 to 50. Now we're seeing it in kids as young as 10 months old because they're getting free radicals in their diet, oxidized oils found in apple juice, all these dry cereals, everything that they eat, the fried foods, gluten. It's just a mess, and they're not getting the 90 cents of nutrients, all the things that the brain needs to maintain itself, including cholesterol. Where are you going to get cholesterol? These kids need to be eating eggs, poached eggs, soft-boiled eggs, with soft yolks, soft scrambled eggs in butter, and, of course, the 90 cents of nutrients. And you can regrow the myelin. The lesions, which are typical of MS are sort of lima bean, flat lesions that are the shape of a kidney, much like lima beans. And, of course, the initial symptoms that these kids get and middle-aged people get is random based on where these free radical damages occur. But you can't get rid of them. You can actually reverse them. High auric value, 100,000 points a day. And so we have put together programs, and we're monitoring this in Canada because we get free MRIs and CAT scans of the brain every couple of months. We're going to have a big paper here in a year or so we're very excited about it. But we're way ahead of those guys. They're sort of mucking around. They really don't know what they're doing. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to...
Hello?
Yeah, we got to get going here. Let's head to England, and Mike, you're on with
England.
Dr. Wallach.
Oh, jolly old England. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Well, thank you very much for taking my call. And I'm looking forward to your book, Getting Epigenetics. Thank you very much for writing that.
Hey, you bet.
In October, I had kind of a weird thing. About a year ago, I had a heart attack, non-ST elevated. I called you on that. You put me on daily de-stress selenium, EFAs, triple treat, and cell shield. Been taking that. But in October, I was having a situation where, it sounds weird, but I was dying to take a leak, and I was holding it, trying to be polite, talking to someone before I can go. And I had like a headache just erupt in my head inside the cranium. I felt my fingers. I could walk. I could talk. When I went to take a leak, it subsided about halfway. They did a spinal tap. It was inconclusive. There was some blood, but not a lot. They said, well, it could have been the needle, maybe not. They did an MRI with contrast and CAT scan. In the last month or two, it seems like it's been getting worse. I can't withstand any internal pressure, like having to take a leak and holding it or something like that, or movements.
Okay, let me interrupt you there. Let me interrupt you there and ask you a question. Do you have any history of low back problems?
Yes, I had a severe hyperextension injury, kind of pulled me over backwards.
Okay, now the reason I ask that, there is a problem with the internal branches of the sciatic nerves. When the external branches get squeezed, you get sciatic and you get pain and numbness and tingling down your legs if you're standing up. And if you lay down, you might get restless leg syndrome, creepy crawlies in your legs and your legs jerking around. But that's all from the external branches of the sciatic nerves. When you get the internal branches, they control the bladder. Now, they're getting pinched either from bone spurs, degenerative disc disease, the vertebrae get closer together, and they smash the roots, the internal roots of those sciatic nerves, which control the bladder, and they can give you urgency. They can give you incontinence where you're dribbling urine. They can cause you not to fully empty your bladder, and it's all a back problem. And, of course, everybody's thinking it's something else, and I'm sure, like you say, they've done MRIs and CAT scans looking for MS and maybe even Lou Gehrig's disease and that sort of thing. But almost always these sorts of things are due to a back problem. Have you shrunk any in height since you were 20 years old?
I have. The problem I have right now is just this throbbing headache that's on one side of my brain, towards on the right-hand side, towards the back on the side.
Yeah, and did they do an MRI, CAT scan of your head looking for an aneurysm or anything?
Yes.
And what did they find?
Well, they said, there's some little bright spots. They said little lesions that could have been to previous little transient little things. But they said, they didn't see anything remarkable. And then one guy said, well, unless it's as big as a barn door, MRI is not going to show it. Okay,
well, hang on. We'll be back in a moment. Ask you a couple more questions, and we'll put you in a amended direction here. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to England with Mike. Okay, quickly here, because it's been a while since we've spoken. Tell me what it is you're taking and how much you weigh.
I weigh about 160 pounds.
Okay.
Taking the daily de-stress, selenium, EFAs, with triple treat and cell shield. Okay, very good. All right, that's all perfect. I wouldn't change that, but I might go up a little bit on the de-stress. At 160 pounds, are you taking 6 a day? Yes. 3 twice a day? 3 twice a day. Yeah, 2 twice a day or 3 twice a day? 3 twice a day. Okay. I'd go up to 3 times a day. Okay.
because I don't like throbbing in the brain. Okay, it sounds like possibly arterial stuff, and like you said, on a CAT scan, you need to be as big as a barn door to see it. So there might be something going on there we need to deal with. Also, how many eggs a day are you eating?
I'm trying to eat minimum 6, sometimes 8 or more. But
okay, good. That's good. And then, of course, you have to stay away again from gluten, wheat, butter, and oats, fried foods, processed meats, and oils. And that's the hardest thing for people to stay away from. There's there's oil in everything. You get oil in these butter spreads, whipped butter. There's oil. They make it in even gluten-free cookies and gluten-free pasta and gluten-free pizza crust. There's gluten and oils in things like gravies. It's in dog food, cat food, bird food, fish food, your spouse, mother-in-law, things going on in the household that you have to watch it because you're going to get cross-contamination in the bed, the couch watching TV, the food preparation surfaces, the laundry, and you got to be a detective and get all this stuff out of there. But it sounds like you're in the right program. I would just up those Ultimate Dailies and really, really grind out and read labels and avoid oils and avoid gluten. Give us a call every couple of weeks and bring us up to date. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Independence, Missouri, and Diana, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Diana, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, how can we help you?
I have several issues wrong with me. I have chronic pancreatitis, and then I have a mass on my spine.
Okay, what does that mean? Whoa, what does that mean? What does that mean, mass on your spine? What does that mean?
I can't even begin to pronounce it.
Okay, is it in the bone? Is it in the membrane surrounding your spinal cord?
It's around my spinal cord and growing around the nerves.
Okay, is it a myeloma or something like that, or?
I'm waiting to find out next week if it's malignant.
Okay, all right. And so, are you paralyzed? Do you have numbness in your legs?
No, I'm in a lot of pain.
Okay, so spinal back pain. All right. How much do you weigh?
234.
Doug, let's go right back to Missouri and Diana. Okay, how tall are you?
5'4".
Okay. And so I would guess you to be about 100 pounds overweight. We got to work on that. And do you have any skin problems, any chronic skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea on your face, anything like that?
No, my skin's real dry and I'm bruising real bad.
Okay, so your skin is dry and bruising, okay. And then do you have any history, since you have pancreatitis, do you have any history of constipation or diarrhea?
No, I have a lot of other multiple things wrong with me, though.
Okay, like what?
Okay, I have a eustachian tube dysfunction. I have osteoarthritis. I have a vitamin D deficiency. I have cystic nodules on my right thyroid. I have degenerative disc disease of the lumbar.
Okay, does that have anything to do with this mass in your back?
I have fibromyalgia.
Okay.
I have hypertension, essential hypertension.
Was it hypo or hyper?
Hyper.
Okay.
And I have benign tumors of the colon. I have had colon cancer. And I have a history of convulsions and seizures because I had a brain tumor in '87.
What kind of brain tumor?
It's been so long, I don't remember a whole lot about it.
Okay, does it sound like a meningioma?
Yes.
Okay, well, meningiomas are benign brain tumors. They're on the covering of the brain, and did they surgically remove it?
Yes, he did, and I had to go through chemo and radiation when they did.
Okay, So, okay, hang on now. Shar, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, this is a Shar thing. She's got 18 diseases, 100 pounds overweight. She's got bowel problems. And, of course, chronic pancreatitis is one of her 18 diseases, fibromyalgia, arthritis, eustachian tube problems. She's got pancreatitis, which you talked about, low thyroid, disc problems, high blood pressure. So what would be your approach to this?
Well, first, she needs to get on a gluten-free diet immediately.
Very good.
Yeah, and I would get her on the, she needs...
Well, it's got to be by body weight. And she has so many things going on, especially with her spinal cord and brain here. I would put her on 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs.
And then she still needs the glucogel for all these other things.
Yep, exactly right. I'd give her 2 of the large bottles of glucogel so she could have 15 of those a day. But what would you do for her thyroid?
Ocean's Gold for the thyroid.
Okay, that'd be 3 twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. Because she has all this stuff, she needs to get rid of all the bad stuff out of her diet. No gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. That means no deli slices, no sandwich meats, no sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky. Absolutely no oils, no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, sauces, and cooking oils, and no gluten. No gluten. I mean, Sharon and I can smell a gluten problem 100 miles away. You start getting 18 different diseases. And you've seen one gal in Canada. How many diseases did she have?
22.
Yeah, she had 22 different diseases. She went to 5 specialists and on a whole suitcase full of prescription drugs. And so she became an ATM machine for her cluster of doctors. And I suppose, Diana, that's what's happening with you. So once you get on the diet, go ahead and start up with the supplement program. And what would you do to help Diana lose 100 pounds here, Char?
ASAP.
ASAP, perfect. And basically what you're going to do is take a dropper full under your tongue. We'll start you light here, 1 bottle a month of the ASAP. Put a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. Let it absorb through the tissues in your mouth. Do not swallow it. And you'll begin to lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. And with the dietary changes and with the complete dietary program, the 90 for Life program, this will be a safe weight loss program. And so be in touch with us every 2 weeks, and we'll walk you through this. All this is fixable, but you're going to have to be obsessive about doing all the right stuff, avoiding all the bad things and supplementing with the good things. Okay, Doug, let's see if we can start another one here.
Yeah, let's head to Jacksonville, Florida. And Melissa, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Melissa, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, how can we help you?
I have chronic headaches for a little over 10 years, and recently they have gotten progressively worse. It's debilitating, actually. So I went to see a neurologist, and they scheduled an MRI contrast, and found that I had a brain aneurysm in the internal supraclinoid carotid artery at 5.5 millimeters. However, my neurosurgeon states that it's not related to my headaches. I guess my concern are the options that I have. They're surgical options that I would like to avoid. Is there any way, or natural way, to reverse the condition or avoid rupture?
Sure. No, aneurysms are reversible. We'll get to that in a second. How much do you weigh, Melissa?
190.
190, and how tall are you?
5'9".
Okay, do you have any skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea?
No.
Okay, do you have any bowel problems, any constipation or diarrhea?
Constipation, yes.
Okay, you had that for a long time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes.
Do either you or they have any asthma or bronchitis?
My youngest son had asthma as a child. He has grown out of it as an adult.
Okay. All right. Okay, Char, this is a Char thing. You know about aneurysms.
Yeah.
Okay, so her child has asthma. She has constipation. She has all this stuff. And so what's her basic problem?
She needs to get on a gluten-free diet, and copper. She needs copper for the aneurysm, which is the healthy brain and heart pack.
Plus,
two of them.
Yeah, exactly. And 190 pounds, I would get her another bottle of selenium so she could have 9 a day. And that's going to help her with her heart. That's going to help her with her brain. That's going to help her with the aneurysms, because the aneurysms are caused by a breakdown of the elastic fibers in the wall of the arteries caused by a copper deficiency. Now, Melissa, do you have any white, gray, or silver hair?
No.
Okay, you're not coloring your hair at all?
I just colored my hair for the first time 3 months ago.
Okay, so you have a strand or two of white hair.
I have not that I've noticed.
Okay. What about, let's see here, do you have any spider veins or varicose veins or hemorrhoids?
No.
Okay, because they all usually kind of go along with the aneurysms, all caused by the same thing. And what would you give Melissa at 5'9"?
Yes.
Okay, at 5'9", I'd like to see it like 165, 170 for a lady. So you're about 20 pounds overweight maybe. And so she needs the ASAP also. All right. So let's go with this. 2 healthy brain, as Shar said, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, and an extra bottle of selenium, so you can take a total of 9 selenium a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. The OsteoFX Plus, you'd have an ounce at breakfast, ounce at dinner. The Beyond Tangerine 2.0, I'd have you take 2 scoops at breakfast and 2 scoops at dinner. 3 EFA Pluses twice a day, 3 EFAs twice a day. And let's say also have you get 2 of the large bottles of glucogel, 15 a day, 5, 5, and 5. That is also to support the strength of the wall of the arteries, including the carotid artery in your neck. ASAP, 1 bottle of the ASAP. Drop it full on your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. Let it absorb through your oral tissues. Do not swallow it. And call us every 2 weeks for your weight, your blood pressure, and how the headache's doing. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Cleveland, Ohio. And Freddie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Freddie. You're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
Yes. I really appreciate your radio program. It's been
thank you.
Beneficial.
Okay, very kind. How can we help you?
My mother, her doctor wants her to have a knee replacement. She's been having problems.
We don't like that.
No, we don't.
How old's your mama?
She's 84 years old.
Oh, no. Okay. How much does she weigh, Freddie?
She weighs somewhere between 140 and 150.
Okay. All right. Does she have any other issues you know about? Any diabetes or heart disease, high blood pressure?
Yeah, her heart disease. She had a heart attack about a couple years ago, and she has high blood pressure.
Okay.
And I wish she had laser surgery on her eye.
Okay. Does she have any problems with her joints, her back, other than her knee? I'm assuming she's got
lower back. Yeah, her lower back.
Back. Okay.
Problem with that lower back.
Does she have any history of skin problems? Or respiratory problems?
No.
Okay. Good. Do you have any skin or respiratory problems?
Skin or respiratory problems?
Yeah. Do you have any respiratory problems?
No.
Okay. Good. Okay. Ms. Shar.
Yeah.
Okay. Mama here, 84 years old, 140 pounds. She's had a heart attack, high blood pressure, got some eye problems, back problems. The doctor wants to do a knee replacement on an 84-year-old woman. What would you do?
Well, I wouldn't get a knee replacement. I'd get her on the Healthy Heart and Brain Pack and then add Ultimate Daily to that and the glucogel for the knee problem.
Perfect. Okay, I'd go ahead. At 84, I'd start out with 1 Healthy Brain and Heart Pack per month. I'd get her an extra bottle of the OsteoFX Plus, and I'd get her 2 bottles of glucogel, like Shar says, and I'd also get her the Ultimate Daily tablets for the high blood pressure. So that would be 3 selenium twice a day. It's a Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. So it'd be 3 selenium twice a day. So you're going to have to get an extra bottle of selenium also to fulfill that. She's going to need 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus twice a day. So that's the extra bottle of OsteoFX Plus. She'll need 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine twice a day, once at breakfast, and another scoop at dinner. The 3 EFA Pluses she's going to have for breakfast and the 3 EFAs at dinner. She'll have 15 of the glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. All that will be dealt with the 2 healthy brain and heart pack plus the extra bottle of OsteoFX Plus and the 2 bottles of glucogel. For the high blood pressure, I'd have her take one bottle of the Ultimate Daily Talus a month. That'll be 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. And the back issues, that'll also deal with the eye issues, the Ultimate Daily Talus. The knee replacement, give it 90 days, Freddie. I don't think you'll let your mom have her operations because, first of all, somebody her age is just not, it's not an option really for me for surgery, which could be life-threatening. Somebody 84 years old with all these problems, and it's just simply nutritional deficiencies here. Our doctors really should be held responsible when their patients get all these degenerative problems, which are 100% preventable with diet and supplement programs. It's absolutely outrageous that our seniors get these diseases totally. And we don't let our dogs get these problems. The problem is insurance. Since we have insurance, doctors don't feel badly about treating somebody for things which are reversible. And also, I heard today on the news, in the national news, that still today, the biggest single cause of bankruptcy today, personal bankruptcy, is medical bills. So if everybody's out there listening, don't get sick. Well, you say, how could that happen? I got bad genes. Oh, that's nonsense. Get a hold of that book, Epigenetics. There is no such thing as bad genes. The death of the genetic theory of disease transmission, epigenetics. And call us every couple of weeks, Freddie. We'll walk you through this. Your mom will be fine. Well, thank you so much, George. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.